settle into your meditation posture as best you can. And just try and bring yourself inwards a little bit. You might be hearing the fountain I've got a little solar fountain that's running outside, so you might be hearing a little bit of that. So that's what that is. So just check your feet. If you're sitting at your desk, feet flat on the floor, feel the toe pads. And just feel all the surfaces of the feet, the ball mound, pinky mound, soles, the outside of the arch, and then the heels, and then just your legs, in the weight of your legs and your ankles being on your sits bones, shoulders aligned with the hips, and just lengthen your spine. Just imagine it's getting longer. And take a nice deep breath. Really important to breathe. And just notice what's going on in your body. And just try and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, the nose, the mouth, the jaw, back of the head, back of the neck. Allow your shoulders and your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensation of the breath as you're inhaling and exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. And then just notice what's arising in the mind. There's a little person missing in Coral's house tonight. So maybe have some thoughts for that little muffin. Precious human rebirth, or a rebirth in a pure realm. Anyway, just notice what thoughts are going on in the mind. You can kind of categorize your thoughts as well. I'm thinking, I'm planning, I am, ruminating, or here's an angry thought, here's a sad thought. And just allow them without any kind of judgment. You can perhaps put them on a little cloud, or you can actually even pop them into a helium balloon and just let them go. And then we'll just put ourselves on the bank of our river and just notice the quality of that water, and then realize that while we're sitting on the bank, we're free from the river. So bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, very dear and near. These people have profound impact in our lives. We learn from each other, we help each other, we support each other. We take care. And then there's those people in our life who we don't like so much. I remember Rinpoche used to say in teachings, don't be one of those people that everyone's happy when they've died, when you've died. It's something worth thinking about. Don't be one of those people that people feel relieved when you're finally gone. And then there's our strangers. And remember, they can all change place at any time, these people. Despite the relationships that we have with them now, they can change. Our life can just flip around in an instant. And then all these people in our life, they're all equal in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for this Buddhahood, turn the light off. So just remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind, so we can equally create positivity instead. It's just a matter of changing our view and deciding this is what we want to do. So start with regret. We sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything we have done to any living being on this life, in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. We know from our present suffering that we don't want it, and logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. And so we start, there's two sections here, start with refuge and developing compassion. So we start by relying upon the Buddha, the doctor, Vajrasattva, who has the methods that we can use to purify. So this isn't any kind of weird higher power that is going to fix everything for us. This is just a Buddha who has these methods that we can use if we do this particular practice. So you just imagine this as much as you can, visualize or imagine on the crown of your head this something similar to this white, light, radiant body above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. He's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has this beautiful radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra. And this represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So this little section on compassion. So we need others. We need to rely upon others in order to develop compassion. So the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing a wish for them to be free from suffering. So think particularly of someone you've harmed recently, in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember maybe those who have harmed you, and particularly have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to ripen as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. So start with the body. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And as dear Judith and Marion had been experiencing, Niagara Falls. So just imagine a shower of nectar. And it arcs around and pours into your crown and pours into your entire body and fills you completely And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you can do anything but benefit others now with this body of yours. Just in the moment anybody sees you, hears you, feels you, instantly benefits their mind. So the next is a purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, inappropriate speech, talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. And all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anorakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others with your speech. So imagine if you just had the wisdom to know exactly the right thing to say at exactly the right moment. That would be of enormous help to somebody. What an incredible skill that would be. So next is the mind, purifying the mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light this time from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a room. You turn on light, the room is dark, and that light instantly dispels that darkness. So the moment the light hits your heart chakra, just imagine all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment, depression, neediness, anger, bitterness, grudges, resentment, jealousy, anxieties, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech. Imagine they're all completely purified. They're gone, finished. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe. So now we come to the power of resolve, and before we do that, just imagine that everything's been completely purified. No negativity left in your mind stream. So no obstacles to your enlightenment. So now we make a decision that we want to refrain from harming. So first of all, just rejoice in your efforts coming here night after night, 5 nights a week, almost 2.5 years, over 2.5 years now. Amazing. And then think of something you want to work on. Maybe it's your speech. So you can just work on it for the whole weekend. Just don't make it a big deal. You know, if something arises in your mind, if it's negative self-talk, catch it. If there's a story arising, catch it. Just look at it, see what it is. If there's some speech coming out of your mouth, catch it before it comes out. So we just constantly disciplining ourselves. And in that process, we're basically rewiring our brain. We're rewiring the neurological pathways. It's a physical process as well as a psychological one. But we have to decide first. This is what we want to do. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you can think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. And this little bit on emptiness, just think In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, you can place your mind there. We think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. They're just a bunch of causes and conditions. And also you can think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually are or exist or were. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So if any of you have any teachers, Alexis, could you give me back the people? Thank you. If any of you have any teachers, it can even be like your yoga teacher if you want, if you're doing Tai Chi as well. Any teachers that you have that are teaching you something that's benefiting you, whether it's your mind or your body, and particularly your Buddhist teachers. But think of them, wish for them to have a long life so they can continue to be a benefit to others. And think of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for a long life, and then the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche and any other teachers you may have. Just wish for them to have a long life, healthy, happy,